Hey people, I just want to quickly show you my microphone that I use for my YouTube videos and for my streams over on Twitch. This is the Elgato Wave 3. It's a really, really good mic, and it's very, very simple to use as well, especially for someone like me, right? Now, what I like about it most, right, it's got very, very easy and clear sort of functionality on it. Now, you can have a nice little mute button there by tapping the top, as you see me do. You got the nice, easy to use dials at the front there to control all the volume and the gain and all sorts of other stuff there. You've got a nice little pop filter on the front there for hygiene reasons, so if you're getting a little bit salty, you got that shield in the place right there. And behind here, we got the USB-C connection, right? So that goes into there, and then it goes into USB on your computer, right? Or your laptop, or wherever you're going to be plugging it, right? A very, very simple design, very high quality sound, and super, super easy to use. If you do want to check this one out, I will leave a link in the description of the video. I highly recommend this microphone, and of course, all the other products as well. All right, let's get into the battles. What's up, it's you? For today's video, with me full plus and minus ability Pokemon team. A little treat for you tonight, people. I'll be doing battles on Sword and Shield and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl to cover all the Pokemon that have these abilities. Now, tonight's battles, there's going to be 3 of them, and I only am going to be doing doubles battles. So I thought this would be really, really interesting and something a bit different. So we got the first battle. This is on Sword and Shield. This is against Mr. Garson, and we got a Tapu Fini and a Deadney lead. Now, I'm also going to be using a Deadney and a Klinklang here with this team. So I've got on my Deadney a Dazzling Gleam, Discharge, Ally Switch, and Helping Hand set. On Klinklang, I've got a Steel Beam, Discharge, Round, and Gear Up set. Gear Up is a move that's specific for plus and minus ability. What does plus and minus ability do? Plus and minus ability boosts his special attack by 1.5 times if you got that ability, or the partner or ally has got that ability. So pretty nice in doubles, of course. So we've got the Tapu Fini popping a soak there, changing me into a water type. It's like, this is interesting. Now, what this is going to do, right, this is their strategy. They've got telepathy on the Tapu Fini. Obviously, they won't take any damage there from their partner, and they made Discharge super effective on my Deadney, doing a lot of damage. So on my Klinklang, I'm going to be firing off a Steel Beam here. Steel Beam is going to be very, very powerful. Not taking out the Tapu Fini, but doing some very, very good damage there. My item was Citrus Berry, and my EV spread was Max Speed, Max Special Attack, Timid Nature. And you've seen the Citrus Berry. We got the Tapu Fini swapping out there, which is interesting. And we got the Heat Ran coming. And it's like, damn, I actually went for a Dazzling Gleam on this turn with Deadney. Now, this is cool. So the Deadney's going to go for a entrainment, giving right the Heat Ran plus. I was like, wow, I've got plus and minus too. This is really, really cool. So I'm going to go for the Steel Beam here. Now, Steel Beam, I know is going to take Deadney up, but Deadney actually had a Focus Sash. You wouldn't read about it, right? And that's going to be the end of my Klinklang. A pretty good performance there, almost taking out 2 Pokemon. Now, my Deadney, I actually went for Dazzling Gleam, so that will take out the Deadney, and won't take out Heatran, though. However, people, also going to say this too, if you enjoyed the doubles battles, if you want to maybe see a little bit more of them, let me know in the comment section. And if you enjoy the videos, people, please drop a like there. Helps me out a ton and helps you out too, because you can see it in your subscriptions box. Next Pokemon to come out here is going to be the Tapu Bulu. Now, I was thinking about going for Helping Hand. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go for Discharge. I've got this Cling with Metal Sound, and it's actually pretty interesting. So I've got Max Health, Max Special Attack, Everlight on Cling, and I've got Rising Voltage, Flash Cannon, Protect, and Metal Sound. So I thought that worked really, really well, because I've got a lot of, spread sort of moves that will hit all the opponents. So here comes Dazzling Gleam from the Tapu Bulu there. That's going to take out my Deadney, unfortunately. Special Tapu Bulu, people, on our pretty much channel. And we got a Metal Sound here. Metal Sound does land, and that's going to drop Tapu Bulu's special defense by 2 stages. So that will help a little bit, especially even on those, those electric type moves. It'll do a lot more. Unfortunately, out of White Herb, I was like, oh no, so that was a fail. So we got Telepathy on the Tapu Bulu here, and Heatran is going to go for the Lava Plume, taking out my Clink. At the moment, it's a disaster. I'm getting rolled hard here. That Telepathy is really, really good too. And, a couple of those Pokemon, the Tapu Fini only has a little bit of health there. So I've still got a chance here. So bringing the Metrigger and my Toxtricity. We've got a Discharge, Round, Protect, Flamethrower set. I've got Max Speed, Max Special Attack. And the Toxtricity is a pretty standard set here, but it sort of worked with minus, right? So I've got Sludge Wave, and I've got Boom Burst, Overdrive, and Protect, Max Speed, Max Special Attack, and Throat Spray. So I went for Protect this turn. We're going to go Flamethrower with Manectric, and that does a huge amount of damage, taking out Tapu Bulu almost. So close. Tapu Bulu is going to go for Toxtricity. It's going to get blocked by Protect there, and Heatran got paralyzed, which is amazing, so it couldn't use its little lava plume, you know? So this turn I'm going to go for Protect on Manectric, because you need to use protection sometimes, and Toxtricity is going to go for its attacking move. However, Tapu Bulu went for protection. I was like, man, so much protection right now, so I went for Boom Burst, right, because I wanted to activate Throat Spray. Tapu Bulu is going to be unscathed, and Heatran, well, it's going to take the full brunt of this attack. However, it's only going to do a little bit of damage, yeah? Now, I know that Heatran's going to go for Lava Plume again, because I say, you know, Tapu Bulu is going to have Telepathy too, and of course, it's going to kick in there with the Protect, right? So that's not going to matter. Same thing, it's going to block the attack, yeah? So Manectric's going to block the attack, Tapu Bulu is going to block the attack, and Toxtricity takes a decent amount of damage. 69 health, I mean, you can't complain, right? Unfortunately, I'm going to get burned by that, and I reckon I'll probably be around for maybe, let's say, one more turn. So this turn I'm going to go for Protect, because I don't want to get hit by any moves, and I went for Discharge on my opponent's team, because we've got Heatran there, and we've got that Tapu Bulu. So Tapu Bulu is going to go down. Heatran actually gets hit pretty hard with that, which is really, really good. Now, with the plus or minus team, you absolutely had to use special attacking moves. So, you know, when the opponent saw what I was doing, they knew that I would only have special attacking moves. So anything like, say, a Blissey or something like that, that'd be, like, really difficult to get around. Unfortunately, this has Earth Power as well, and that is going to be the end of my poor Manectric. It tried its very best there. Now, I've got two Toxtricity with exactly the same set. However, we got a low key and a high key, you know what I'm saying here? So the next Pokemon to come is going to be Tapu. So all the Tapus you could poke a stick at here. So I've got Sludge Wave, Boom Burst, Overdrive, and Protect on this set too. But I actually needed to go for a Desperation G-Max here, not a Desperation Dynamax. So I thought, well, I could go G-Max Stun Shot, or I could go Max Ooze, or I could go Max Striker. Now, Max Ooze will be some solid, like, damage on that, Tapu there. So that'll be really, really good. Now, the only other Pokemon is going to be the Tapu Fini, but that only has a little bit of health, so I'm not too worried about that one at all here. And one of my Toxtricities, I've already boosted its special attack one stage, you know, so it's going to be hitting pretty hard. So essentially, I could almost attack with one, protect with one, then attack with the other. So they could do, or I could attack with both of them at the same time, depending on what move I wanted to do, right? So it was a pretty strong combination. So these are sort of like, say if my team was getting its butt kicked, which happened a lot, because due to all the same sort of weaknesses on the team, you know, all being like electric types and stuff like that, or steel types being weak to ground, I'd use these two, at the same time. So we got Assurance coming from the Tapu Koko there. I can assure you this is going to do a lot of damage with my Overdrive, and that is going to be the end of the Heatran. So solid damage here on a Heatran. Let's be real, Overdrive's crit didn't matter at all. Heatran was always going to go down there, right? So now Toxtricity is going to pop a Max Ooze. It's got a berry too. What's the berry's name again? You don't see this very often. Wow, what's the name of it? I'm trying to think off the top of my head right now. What is the berry's name? It's going to come up on the screen anyway. I just can't remember off the top of my head. It is going to be, I think it starts with H. Oh no, it's a Keeper Berry. A Keeper Berry. Wow, you don't see Keeper Berry very often. On your PIMPNITE channel there. So that's going to be the end of the Tapu Koko. Next Pokemon we got is the Tapu Fini. It's only got a slither of health left. And the last Pokemon is going to be Tapu Lele. So all the Tapus. It's like the Tapu team. And we're going to have a Dynamax Tapu Lele. Now, I've got no idea what sort of set this is going to be, but I do know, let's be real, even a Confusion is going to drop both of my Toxicroaks, my Toxtricities, and that's going to be very, very bad, because they're both Poison type. But I do got Sludge Wave on both of them, so that's going to be pretty good. Tapu Fini is going to go for a Soak there, which is interesting. I'm like, wait a second. And now they're going to go for a Max Miser on my Toxtricity with the +1 and special attack. So that was unfortunate. Even with the max speed, I'm definitely not going to outspeed them. Tapu Fini's got, Tapu Lele's got a lot of speed. I mean, Tapu Fini does as well. So bye-bye. That's the end of one of them. I've got my G-Spot Pokemon left out. What I did, right, I was like, let's go for G-Max Stun Shot, because this will hit both of them, right? And hopefully I'll get a Paralyze, you know what I'm saying? So it does very, very good damage there. And I was hoping, but unfortunately got a poison instead. So I poisoned both of them, the Tapu Lele and the Tapu Fini here. And Tapu Fini, right, that'll faint the next turn. So what I can potentially do here is I can go for a max guard and guard that next turn, but then Tapu Lele went for a guard. It's like, what? And we got a soak here, and that's going to soak. It's going to fail. So obviously they didn't have any more moves. I went for max strike to drop the speed of the Tapu Lele. Then, I could go for Sludge Wave. That was the idea, but it didn't actually work out that way, and Tapu Fini is going to faint there. My goodness, all those Tapu Fini. I'm going to say this right now before someone roasts me in the comment section. I probably called Tapu Lele Tapu Fini, and Tapu Koko Tapu Lele, or some sort of combination like that. Last turn here, my friends, it's going to go for a max Starfall. I was like, wait, it's going to be not very effective, but remember, it got turned into a water type earlier on, and that is going to take me out. And that, my friends, is the very first battle there. That was such a fast-paced battle, like, with everything that was going on there. But a really, really cool team on both sides. You know, not only my team, the other team was really cool there. Lots of cool doubles, abilities, and strategy. So thank you for the battle there, Mr. Gusto. Let's get on to battle number 2. Now, today's battle on this channel, in this video, is going to be on Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, so let's get into it. This was a battle which was really interesting because it was versing a couple of weather teams, right? So we got a Frost Slash and a Bomber Stone lane. Now, straight away, my scum detector was telling me that it could be a Frost Slash with Snowflake. So we've got Discharge, Protect, Helping Hand, and Swift on Minun here, and let me tell you what, it was pretty limited on the moves that I could actually pick. So we got Electrike and Minun, Thunder. This one was actually kind of similar to my Manectric I used earlier on. So it's going to go for a Blizzard here. Blizzard does ginormous amounts of damage, almost take out my Electrike in one shot. I've popped a Flamethrower with my Choice Scarf Electrike. It's dropped a Bomber Snow. You wouldn't read about it. So that was a really, really good start to the battle there. So bye-bye a Bomber Snow. Now Minun's going to pop a Discharge here. It does very, very good damage to Frost Sash, but it does take out Electrike. I'll be honest, I felt like Electrike was going to faint that turn anyway, regardless, so that's why I went for that. So Minun's going to take a little bit of damage there. Next Pokemon is Plusle and Minun, so I had to get Plusle and Minun going. I couldn't do a plus and, you know, minus team without both these Pokemon, yeah? So next Pokemon's going to be Glaceon, another Pokemon that's going to work very, very well here on this team. So Plusle and Minun. They were both max speed and max special attack, and they're both timid nature. This one was a little bit different, had a Discharge and Grass Knot, a nasty plot. So Grass Knot was sort of needed on the team. I went for the Helping Hand here, and Glaceon's gone for a Baby Doll Ice. It's looking at me intently, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to drop my attack, doesn't really matter. Frost Sash has gone for a Destiny Bond. So that's very, very bad, because once I land an attack against it, and it's going to be powered up, trust me, Helping Hand plus and minus, like all that sort of stuff, that's going to do heaps of damage. And unfortunately, my Pokemon is going to faint there. So Frost Sash is going to take my Plusle out. By Plusle, you tried your very best here. And so it was a double hit KO. Wait, no, it was a triple hit KO because the hail took me out. Oh, it's a disaster, my friends. But it's okay. Half my team's gone. Next Pokemon to come in here is going to be Ludicolo. So it's got its Dancing Pineapple there. So my next Pokemon is going to be Mareep. This is actually a speedy Mareep. I know what you're thinking, but it actually worked out. So, well, sometimes. So we got Electro Ball Mareep here. Agility, Protect, Confuse Ray. Max Speed, Max Special Attack. And what I did is I went for Agility, then I hit them with a boosted plus or minus Electro Ball, and actually did some pretty good damage. So my other Pokemon's going to be Flaffy. Flaffy was Cotton Guard, Thunder Wave, Charge Beam, and Power Gem. EV spread was max health and max special defense. So it was a bulky set. So we got a pretty powerful hit there on my Flaffy. I'm glad I was running max special defense. And I tried to get these this Ludicolo, and I wanted to get the Glaceon Paralyzed to sort of give me a chance here, because I was getting destroyed. That Frost Slash was really, really powerful, especially with Blizzard, and pretty much took out most of the first half of my team. Not that they were really bulky or anything like that. The Flaffy, if I had Everlight on my Flaffy, it would have been lived this so much better, you know, but unfortunately I decided I had to deal with it as it was. So go for Agility. I know that I can outspeed some Pokemon now. I mean, Ludicolo will get hit reasonably hard by it, but unfortunately Glaceon targeted Mareep and took it out in one shot. A lot of my Pokemon, especially on this team, they were very, very weak Pokemon. They would get one-shotted easily. So it made the battles very, very difficult, especially if you're versing hard-hitting Pokemon. You know, Glaceon's a hard hitter. Ludicolo's a hard hitter. Abomasnow is, not that it got to do much. And Frost Sash is, you know, it was difficult when I was looking at the team preview. I'm thinking, man, I'm going to get rolled here 6-0. So I'm going to get some leftover recovery on Flaffy there. And I've got another Pokemon to set out. It's going to be Airfrost. So we got Flaffy and Airfrost. Airfrost is one of the better Pokemon on my team. And it also had Magnetic Flux too, which is perfect for a plus and minus team. Had some other cool moves like Thunder, Focus Mist, and Rest, and Chesterberry. And I've got Max Health and Max Special Attack, Modest Nature. But I'm going to be using the move Magnetic Flux, which is going to help me out like a lot here. And try and make my Airfrost bulky. Also, it works on your ally too, as you'll get to see in a second. At this point, I was just trying to like figure out what I was going to do. Glaceon's going to go for another Baby Doll Eyes on my Airfrost. I don't have any physical moves at all here, which is going to obviously help me out. Now we're going to go for Magnetic Flux. The opponents disappear, only on Pretty Channel there. And we're going to get a boost in my defense and my special defense. So it's like getting a Cosmic Power, but you have to have plus or minus ability. And it works on your partner too, which is pretty good. So firing a Charge Beam there right out of my head, and I'll do some pretty good damage and get a special attack boost, so you can't complain with that one. Now Ludicolo is going to go for a Ice Beam here. Now Ice Beam's not going to do a lot, especially after that Magnetic Flux. So it's probably going to need to go for a Water type move or something like that to do a bit more. But I was actually alright here, because I'm like, if I can get enough Magnetic Fluxes up here, I'm going to be really hard to take out. Plus, I've got Rest and Chesterberry too. But I was also thinking, especially about the timing of the battles. You only got 20 minutes. So I thought, well, I don't want to really go for 6 Magnetic Fluxes here, because I don't want to be that sort of person. I just want to get enough up, and then I try and take some Pokemon out, because I actually want to be able to finish this battle. So on my Flaffy, I went for Cotton Guard here, and this is like super bulky, mate. Once again, imagine if I'd ever this thing would be crazy bulky. Ludicolo is going to get paralyzed here. So now Glaceon's going to go for Blizzard. Blizzard does a lot to my Flaffy, but still, I tank it really well, due to those Magnetic Fluxes I put into Flaffy earlier on. Unfortunately, Flaffy doesn't have any forms of recovery here, so it pretty much is going to be going for its final attack. So I thought, well, I could take Glaceon out here with Power Gem. That'll do some good damage, Airfrost, I'm just going to keep going for Magnetic Flux. I think I could go for one more, and then I could go for Rest. That'll be quite handy if I can get that full recovery off. So boosting my Flaffy and my Airfrost once again on the defense and special defensive side. Flaffy's going to go for a Power Gem, and that is going to be the end of Glaceon. So bye-bye Glaceon. Plus, I didn't want to risk any more Blizzards. That was very, very powerful hitting move, that sort of move. So Ludicolo's trying to freeze hacks me. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to be scummy, but it didn't work, thank goodness, because Airfrost was sort of like the only Pokemon that could, actually do any damage now or do anything at this point in the match. Now, we got another Pokemon. Actually, we got 2 more Pokemon to come out here. And I was quite confident that I could actually deal with these. Next Pokemon is going to be Pelipper. I was like, okay, all I got to do is land like 1 Thunder against this, and it's done, But there was one Pokemon on their team I was really worried about, and it was a clean-cut counter if it was that ability, and it's going to be Raichu. Straight away in the team preview. I didn't say anything, but I was thinking, if this thing's got Lightning Rod, I'm going to be like in a lot of trouble, right? So I actually managed to live the Scald there. Straight away, I went for the Rest on Airfrost. I didn't want to play any games at all. I am playing a game, though. I had to get all of my health back there straight away. And what I thought is, I've got to go for Focus Blast on Raichu, and I've got to take Raichu out first, because I don't know if it's got it, but then, obviously, it did have Lightning Rod. So Pelipper is immune at the moment. So my big target now is not Pelipper. It's going to be the Raichu. But with my Airfrost having +3 in special defense and in defense, it was more bulky. Look how much Focus Blast did to it. Oh wait, that's Flaffy. No, Flaffy got owned. It doesn't matter. But Airfrost, I feel like I could take 2 Pokemon's attacks actually pretty comfortably, as long as it wasn't a crit or anything like that, or a really powerful attack. So Scald's not going to do much here. Focus Miss is going to land, which is very, very good. I figured with Raichu's decent special defense, it would take about 2 to take it out, which is fine. So I got to land another one. Now Raichu's going to go for a Surf here. So Surf is going to, be boosted by the rain, but still Raichu can't touch me at all. Can't do any damage. And now Pelipper's going to, Pelipper's trying to burn me with Scald and do damage, of course, but once again, a very, very weak attack against my bulky Airfrost here. Firing off another Focus Blast. I know 2 in a row, it's incredible, and that is finally the end of Raichu, so now I can finally go for Thunder on the Pelipper. Last Pokemon is the Ludicolo. Now, Ludicolo obviously has Swift Swim. They get paralyzed there. That's why they went first. So, Pelipper's going to go for a Scald. I mean, Ludicolo's got Swift Swim, not Pelipper, if I said that. So, I got burned there by the Scald, unfortunately. And now I'm going to go for the Thunder. So, Thunder is going to land on the Pelipper. And all I got to do next turn is go for Thunder on Ludicolo. And, that'll be more than enough to take it out. Plus, Pelipper's Rain made the Thunder 100% accurate, right? So last turn here, it's going to be the deciding turn. Ludicolo's going to go for a Hydro Pump. It's like, man, this is going to be really close. I've got +3 in special defense, but I think it just did a little bit too much damage there to Ampharos, and that's the game. But what a crazy close game there. Thank you, Chiron, for the battle. And, like, seriously, that was such a big counter. I feel like Ampharos pretty much took out most of that team. Like, really. It was crazy. Like, I thought I was going to get 6-0. Let's get on to the final battle here. This is against Fortress Souls, and we got another battle on the Sword and Shield. So we got a Ninetales and we got a Heatmore lead here. I do like Heatmore's nickname. It made me laugh a lot here. Now, there could be some theme teams mixed into these videos. I don't really know. So first things first, I'm going to go for protection on Kling Klang. Otherwise, I'm going to get dropped by Ember. Manetric's going to go for a discharge here. So I'm not only going to block that Ember, I'm going to block that discharge, and it does very good damage. Look at Heatmore's name, like Tongue Lover, all right? If you capture a Heatmore, the next time you nickname it, call it Tongue Lover, all right? Like, if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, I'm going to get burned there by the Ninetales, and that's not really going to worry me too much. And now the Hone Claws is going to be the, I'm assuming, physical Heatmore set. So I have to worry about this. Actually, no, I don't have to worry about it because I outsped her. I say it would have had something, maybe something like, I don't know, Fire Lash, or maybe they use it to increase their accuracy. You never know, right? You never know what troll sets are going to be coming your way. So swapping out there, going into Deadney, and I went for Discharge again, and Discharge does very good damage and actually takes out both Pokemon, which is great there. So give me a nice, good start to the battle. So Manectric is being quite a threatening Pokemon at the moment. I'll be honest with you, I really want to use Mega Manectric, but you can't use Mega Pokemon, but it would have been fun anyway, but obviously it doesn't have that, so that's another story, people. So next Pokemon to come in is going to be Arcanine and Magmortar. So we got an interesting theme team here. They're all fire Pokemon so far. But there may be some, I'm not sure if they're just random nicknames or some sort of team. I'm not really sure. So go for a helping hand here on Manectric. It's been the GOAT so far. And I'm going to be going not first. And Arcanine's going to be going second. Going for Retaliate on my Manectric. They almost take him out. It was very, very close. And I went for I'd say that would have been Choice Scarf, by the way. I went for Discharge, and look at the sweet damage that it does. Magmortar's got Scorching Sands, and that is going to be the end of the Deadney. So that was definitely a Choice Scarf Arcanine there versus my Manectric. So I've got only 11 health left, but I can go for another Discharge here. So we're going to go into Kling Klang this time. Oh, I get to show you it was Gear Up. Yeah, Gear Up. Because I didn't get to show you that in the very first battle. It's kind of similar to like Amphros' Magnetic Thrust. So bye-bye Manectric there. Solid performance, like doing so much damage here. I went for Gear Up. Now, what Gear Up does, gears appear on the screen. It also shows the plus and minus, which is really cool there, and it actually boosts your attack and special attack. So what it does the opposite stats to Magnetic Flux, which is really, really cool. I really like that move. It's very unique. Obviously, the plus and minus Pokemon, and to Kling Klang too. So another way to boost your stats, and potentially you could use a mix set there. And if you got your partner too, like that'd be really, really cool. So next Pokemon, oh, we got Kling and Kling Klang only on PIMPNITE channel. So we got the Arcanine swapping out there, obviously because it's choice. And we got the Cinderace coming in. So I went for the Discharge again, and Discharge is going to take out the Burner Dark. Actually not a bad Burner Dark, Roaster Dark, and that's the end of Magmortar. Actually does quite look like a Dark. So go for Rising Voltage, something else is rising, and that's going to be the end of Cinderace too. So this is actually like pretty powerful with plus or minus. So even with some of these weaker Pokemon, we're hitting like a lot harder, definitely with that ability. So we've got Arcanine left and one other Pokemon being Torkoal. Torkoal makes sense because they got a fire-type team, and, you want to get Drought up in games. So they got Ninetales, and, Torkoal work really well. So we got another Intimidate there, which is obviously not going to affect my Pokemon at all. It actually was very handy. I've seen quite a few Intimidates, so I just laughed to myself because I'm like, none of my Pokemon are even going to be affected by this, right? So now we got a Dynamax Pokemon, and it's not going to be Dynamax Arcanine. It's going to be Dynamax Torkoal. Now, Dynamax Torkoal is going to be like, extra thick with 3 C's there. So I was thinking I needed to hit this thing like really, really hard. And the Arcanine is going to be like super fast too, and it'd be able to use, Retaliate as well. So first things first, it's going to go for Bind instead of Retaliate, obviously because it's 2 steel types, and they'll go for a flinch there. It did not work. I went for a Steel Beam here. I thought I may as well go for a run on Arcanine, and that's going to be able to take it out easy. So bye-bye Arcanine and bye-bye Klinklang, because I wanted to get another Pokemon onto the field, and I didn't want to swap it out. So I thought that was a valuable sacrifice there. So bye-bye Arcanine. Torkoal's the last Pokemon. Metal Sound has missed. I was like, man, that really sucks. And now Torkoal's gone for a Max Knuckles. Like, oh, this is going to be a physical set, and Klink managed to live only because of Everlight and, Torkoal's like horrible attacks there. So a +1 attack there for Torkoal. Next Pokemon is going to be Toxtricity. So I was like thinking, well, if I go for Protect on Toxtricity, I then can go for an attacking move afterwards, and if I manage to get this Metal Sound to actually land, which it does, and I can hit it, for some very, very big damage. So Torkoal's, instead of going for my Toxtricity, which I thought it might go for, it's going to go for the Max Knuckle on Klink. So that's the end of Klink. So all I've got left now is my other Toxtricity. So I've got the low key and the high key at the same time, and these sets are very, very powerful. Like, if they don't get outsped, they're very, very strong. So what I can do, right, is I can go for Sludge Wave first things first, because I resist that. Look at the damage it did to Torkoal, and now I can go for a second Sludge Wave here, and that is going to be enough to take out the Torkoal. I don't think that crit even mattered there. But thank you for the Battle of Forge of Souls. A really cool team. They're like a mono fire team. And remember that Heatmore name, people. Just remember it. All right, people. I'll catch you next time for another video. And yeah, peace out.